Hello everybody and welcome back to Shroom here on the channel. It has been a while since I have played this game on the channel. I've done about 10 runs in my spare time on it, which is about 3 hours and 20 minutes. I was averaging, as you can see at the bottom, I was getting to around wave 50 and 60 each time now. I've got Alpha Blue. Perma-stats, I've maxed out all of the stats you can put on move speed and cooldown. What's the word? What is the R for? The cooldown timer is 20% faster now, or yeah, it finishes up 20% faster. So if you guys are enjoying Shroom being on the channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button below. We're just gonna do one quick run on it. I think wave 50 I got a achievement for, so I do finally have another achievement in the game. The problem is I have to get to wave, I think, like 125 or 150. And I honestly don't even know how that's possible. Because, I mean, literally, besides just continuing to play the game over and over again, leveling up your perma boosts and stuff, I don't see how you're going to be able to get to level 150 unless you are really lucky. I'm pretty sure the Doom meter, if you allow that to go to max, it just starts damaging you non-stop. So, I just don't see it. If you guys have any advice or anything on how to complete this game or anything, let me know in the comments. But Alpha Blue starts with 1,000 health. And what I've been doing is any chance that I can get some of the seeds which you need to purchase permastat upgrades, I have been upgrading that. Otherwise, I basically just upgrade whatever deals the most amount of damage. Because obviously, I don't really know what else I'd be upgrading. Let's grab some damage. We got a... oh, power, I guess? Yeah, power required. Also, the sound in the background has been just as bad today. I'm doing my best to record shorter videos so that the sound doesn't have as big of a chance of, like, hurting people's ears and stuff. But it's constant. I don't really know how to avoid it. I mean, especially today, it's been raining all day, and they have been, like, using chainsaws and stuff. Like, it's not something that I would recommend. Let me see here. I guess we just go with the emulsion aura. Now, I know usually on today we'd be doing Brotato, but I have a massive headache, and this game... I haven't done a video on this in a while, I just wanted to show that I am still working on it. And also, it takes 10 minutes less time to record a run in this than it does on average in Brotato. So, trying to see more of those powers. Let's go over there, take them out. Press the wrong button, it's E in this. It's actually quite funny when you're playing like 30 separate games at the same time. You get to a point where you start just accidentally using dash. I think in One Piece or Blox Fruit it is Q, and then in this game it's E, and Q is using the one jump attack. So yeah, can't grab that sword because it's weaker. The biggest problem in this game that I have is the spellcasters, because they can use 2 magic types. If they use a fireball, it's not so much of a problem. If they use the AoE attack, it can become a massive problem, especially as the Doom meter starts to fill. But I thought I'd have at least another... yeah, there's the other power. Okay. So I'm pretty sure you're supposed to start with like 5. Have to find them on the map. Let's grab this. More seeds, absolutely. Get me to like... actually, what will I get to? 42. Right. And you get 50 for getting past... or no, you get 100. I think you might get 100 and then 1 perma upgrade point. So instead of doing like just 200 seeds, they give you 100 seeds and then a purple, which it's like, okay, so just give me 200. It's not like there's 15 different characters you can use in this game. There's 3. And Also, Alpha Blue's ability, no idea what it does. It's just a double question mark. So, if you guys know what that even is, let me know, obviously. You guys are pretty good when it comes to letting me know information about games in the comments. And it's really hard to find basically any information on this game, so... I mean, I even went onto their Steam page and there's like 2 comments, I think, so... Not the easiest game to find information about. Take them out. There we go. Like I said, usually around wave 30 I start to struggle. If I don't get any good powers, I will definitely be losing this faster than I would lose a run in Brotato. Usually I like to go for Fortify and then Life on Hit and Life on Kill, because it creates kind of a, especially for this character with the 1000 health. Okay, we can grab Life on Kill. With the 1000 health, you Fortify, I think, is 15% each time you get it. Shield. So it adds 15% to your health. Not great for the other characters, but for Alpha Blue, yeah, his health kind of goes really fast up. Let's put it that way. Again, headache. And take them out. There we go. Seeds. Again, I always grab seeds unless the combo for Fortify is there. Let's grab that. We can at least get one more perma upgrade. I've been averaging, I think, 4 or 5 of them per. So, like to obviously keep up that rate. I don't think any of those are good, yeah. It's like the Doom meter. I feel like the Doom meter goes up regardless of how many of them I take out. And I'm pretty sure abnormals, the more abnormals on the screen, the faster the Doom meter goes up, but I don't know, I just feel like sometimes it just goes up regardless of what I do. Like, do they spawn abnormals around the map? Is that the problem? Am I just not seeing it? Let's grab that power, more seeds, absolutely. And obviously, part of the problem that I'm having with getting further in the game is that I use at least, I think, roughly an average of 3 of my powers per. We're just using them to get more seeds. Let's grab the Emulsion Array, or Aura. I guess more Life on Kill. Why not? I'm not getting Life on Hit, so I might as well. At least that way I am healing without having to find the green orbs. Okay, we got another power. Life on Hit. Now I just need Fortify, and it'll have been all for something. Because right now I'm going to be at max life for a lot of the time. Cooldown reduction to 37% cooldown. I will say the wisps are kind of obnoxious. They look like the same thing as the powers. Seeds, yep, get it to 60, so that's now 2 perma upgrades. Turn around and hit these abnormals. Jump up, hit, go over here, and hit them. Get out of the way of those AoEs. Another power. More seeds, absolutely. There are some times where it just feels like I spend the entire round just getting lucky and getting only seeds. But then I'd usually die pretty fast, so. Again, that's not a problem right now because we're not going for any of the achievements. I'm simply going to basically show what's going on with the game. Wow, we're getting a lot of seeds. This is kind of obnoxious. I think this is the highest I have ever gotten that. Usually I get like 6 at best, and then it just stops giving me any. Guess I'll get Corpse Explosion, why not? Let's get crit chance up. And like I said, any information anybody has on the game, much appreciated. Because of what's going on right now, IRL, which is trying to set up for the move and stuff, don't really have a ton of time to check on things for these games, between having to figure out what's going on and then trying to figure out when the best time to do certain things is. It's really annoying. So I don't have the time to check out game stuff. Okay, we're on wave 28 at 2,700 health increase. Yeah, it seems fair. Meanwhile, my health is going up by approximately 10, I think, per level up, and I don't level up nearly as fast as the waves happen. There we go. You can see that doom meter, just keep an eye on it, I'm not kidding. I don't know what happens, but like I can beat these waves before they even finish spawning the next one, and the doom meter will still just skyrocket over time. I honestly don't know if there is something I'm supposed to be doing while I'm fighting these guys, and I'm neglecting it because I don't know what it is, or what. That's not good. Okay, we got damage plus 10 into an upgrade there. I did not get Fortify yet, so... Luckily, I still have life on hit and life on kill to rely on. Okay, we got another power. Just gotta fight through them now. More seeds. Hey, you know what? 5 upgrades will definitely help. Just take out them. We got another one. Life on hit. Take out them. Okay, there's tons of them starting to... That's the other problem with the sorcerer type, or spellcaster type, or whatever you want to call them. Obviously they're ranged units, so they don't run at you like the melee ones do, because duh. But because of that, they can really start to become a massive problem if you leave them alone for too long. So I ended up doing half the time was using Q to basically get away from the melee enemies, just to have enough time to run over and hit at least a couple of the sorcerers down, and then go back to fighting the melee ones to get health. I don't see any, like, anything really. Take them out. We're at 221 damage. I'm dealing like 700 on some of the critical hits. So I feel like I'm doing it the way it's supposed to be played, but like most time with these games, I think that way, and then somebody goes into my comments and is like, well, actually, not even close. That's how the noobs play, which is perfectly fine. I'm playing 30 games at the same time. There has to be some understanding that, as I've said before, master of none. Ah, Fortify, thank you. Okay. So now I'll have like 16 or 1700 health. Once I'm allowed to actually get over it, yeah. 1679. But as I've said, really what I'm aiming for is just getting the permastat upgrades. I'll probably work on damage for a while longer and then start getting some health upgrades just to see how fast it scales. The issue is I don't really know, like there isn't any other things I can upgrade. Not even like cooldown speeds. At first I thought maybe if the cooldown speed could be continuously upgraded, maybe you could chain the Q attack and just like run away from the enemies or just keep bouncing on them. But I'm pretty sure that the Doom bar continues to fill, and once that maxes out, you just start taking passive damage, I believe. So that isn't going to be effective, clearly. And then I was looking at the upgrades, and I'm like, maybe I should be upgrading the one that's for the abnormals, where it's like, once you defeat an abnormal, you get 30% stronger for 5 seconds, but does that honestly sound like that powerful of an ability at all? Life on hit. So I'm kind of at my wit's end when it comes to this game. Like, I obviously have to continue working on it, because I already started it, and at least This game is pretty straightforward with what I have to do. I just have to make it to wave 150. It just so happens that the name of that achievement is literally, oh, you did that? I was like, oh, that's not that's not good. It's never a good sign when the trophy's name is, oh, I'm surprised you're still here. There's another game like that. I want to say... I want to say one of the killing floors has something like that. If you make it to like a certain wave or get every single one of the characters to max level, they give you some trophy that's basically like, oh wow, that's a bit obnoxious. It's not a unique thing, a ton of games do it. It's just funny when you see that. Especially for a game that's so difficult to get to wave 50. And you're sitting there like, and how am I supposed to get to the next achievement? The next achievement I think is wave 75. The furthest I've ever gotten is wave 60. So, Volatile Wisp, and I didn't really want to do it this time because like I said, the sound is becoming a major problem. The only reason I could see the health being good is if you were to use Fortify every time, but the problem is Fortify is not going to make defeating the enemies go any faster. That's why I'm saying I've got to be doing something wrong. And again, Alpha Blue's ability is literally double question mark, which usually means that it's a secret ability. So, kind of looking at it like, am I missing something? Like, can he turn into some crazy powerful being if you don't attack enemies for a certain amount of time or something? That's usually what it is. It's like the fact that if you use Cure on the undead enemies in fantasy games, it's better than using any of your actual damaging spells. I'm not even kidding. I learned that the hard way in Final Fantasy IX. I was fighting some enemy, not getting anywhere with them damage-wise, looked up what their health was, and I'm just like, oh yeah, like that's possible. And then I think I tried to cast Cure on somebody, and you know how if you, like, push it in the other direction, it targets the other side of the field? So naturally you wouldn't want to do that if you were trying to cast a heal spell. You want to cast it on your own teammates and your allies. Yeah, well I accidentally cast it on them, and, dealt 9,999, so... Make a long story short, duh. But you don't really think about that, right? When you're playing a fantasy game, you don't think about the fact that you're fighting monsters that are undead, so technically casting life on them would be severely damaging. You just go, well, Cure should be used on my people, and naturally then the attacking spell should be used on the enemy. Let's use Volatile Wisp. If Volatile Wisp, there's round 50 defeated. If Volatile Wisp damaged based on my health, it would be completely broken. Probably would be one-shotting basically everybody to a certain wave. That's what I'm wondering, if there's some, like, ability I'm supposed to be getting. Or maybe that's what the double question mark is. If you do it the right way, you gain the ability to damage based on health. Then it'd be like, oh yeah, that's obviously the best unit in the game. That's why you'd spend 300 on them. Yeah, they're really starting to bring in a bunch of the sorcerers. Let's just go over there and hit some of them. I prefer the wisps go after the sorcerers, to be honest, but usually is not how it happens. Honestly, this game just starts to look like Dynasty Warriors the longer you spend on it. If any of you guys know anything about Dynasty Warriors, this is basically that game in like the... I'm trying to think of how to word it. Plant-based form. Well, fungus-based form. Okay, I'm taking a massive amount of damage now because of how many of the sorcerers there are. Probably going to lose shortly, but that's perfectly fine. I have gotten plenty of seeds. I believe there is a way to bounce on your enemies, and when you bounce on them, you they can't hit you. At least they weren't hitting me when I got into the one sequence of bouncing. So I'm wondering if that is part of the trick. But if that's part of the trick, isn't that kind of like dumb? Like, what is this, Mario? We're bouncing on Goombas. Wave 54. Jump up in the air, drop, get out of there. Like, I wish I could tell my wisps to target a certain enemy. That'd be really, really overpowered, but, I mean, you have to get to wave 150 somehow, right? I feel like the ability to tell your wisp to target the sorcerers would just be that much more of a chance that you can actually get to level 150. I am getting so many seeds. That will put me up to like 970 seeds. Might honestly be close to dealing 200 damage at the start of the waves. I mean, right now, the only chance I'm going to have to actually win this game is if I start dealing like 1,000. I mean, right now I'm dealing 240 and I'm getting completely destroyed. So maybe if I just increase the base damage to the point where it's basically his base health, I'll have a chance. But that could take so many playthroughs. This is going to be a very, very grindy game. Probably going to turn into the kind of game where you might see a video on it once every like 2 months. I'll spend a couple of hours just doing some grinds on it and try to get there. But if you guys are enjoying 2 Shroom, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Again, let me know in the comments some other games you'd like to see, as well as any advice you have on the game. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.